Okay, everybody, another day in the shop. I didn't make a whole lot of progress. It's a slow process and I want to enjoy it, so it is what it is. But I did get the air cleaners roughed in, and I got them, the caps on. You can kind of see the shape. They have a lip on the bottom and then they taper just a little bit and then there's another lip there. But once they get the final body work on them, the shape will be right on that. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I got the first beam, the blade beam, started. And that'll kind of go about right there. And it has a taper in the back, so I had to split that and bend that in for the taper in the back. And then it has a taper in the front going down, so I had to split that. So when that's all finished off, you won't, and then it's down here, so you won't even really notice that. So that'll go there. And then I got the second one started. I'm going to show you kind of how I do it. So first this goes in the brake. It's just a flat piece of steel, and 4-inch I think I started with. And so I bend it twice to get the C shape, and then I can work with it to put the tapers in it. And then last, after I get the shape that it needs to be, then I can put the back on it. And then after I get the back on it, then I can put the heavier piece of metal down here where it's going to attach. So to do that, I have to cut this strip here, which was 1.5 inches wide, but I only had some 4-inch metal. So I'll show you how I cut that. And so we'll set this beam here, and I'll set this over here. If you want to back up Deb just a little bit, you can kind of show them how I cut this. So I started out, this is not 4-inch, this is a piece of 3-inch, but I only need 1.5 inches. So this is my small hand shear that I cut everything on. I cut, some days I can't even move my arm and my shoulder, it's just so sore. Sometimes I cut 400 different cuts on this, but now it's not too bad. The tracks take a lot of cutting, but this here is not bad, just cutting one piece. So I'm starting with a piece of 3-inch. I need a piece of 1.5 inches for that brace. So here what I do is I just put it in here in this little tiny shear, and then I just barely touch it. I can do it pretty fast, but I'm showing you a little slower. Just push it just maybe a 1/2 inch at a time. Follow the line. Let's catch it caught here. So there we go. If you catch it right, just to take a little bit at a time and keep the leverage up towards the front, it actually cuts pretty easy. Okay, so now I had a piece of 3-inch. Now I got this piece of 1.5 inches. That's my leftover piece. Now that's going to be the back of this. I still got to trim it. It still has to be, so the taper, you can see the, let's see the other side. Let's see this side. Oops, right here. So the taper for the other side would be like this. You can see the back taper. Then the front taper would be down here. So I have to shear that edge off there. Then on the back's where the piece here is going to go, where it attaches to the frame. So what I did here to get this piece right here, I took a piece of this 3.5 inch by 1/8 inch plate, and I took a piece. I needed a 1.5 inches again, so I took, and I already cut part of this, so it didn't take as long in the video. But I put it in the vise and bring it up here, clamp her down, and I'll show you. Here's my bandsaw. If it's a very big cut, I'll use the plasma cutter, but just for a short, small cut like this, the bandsaw is so handy. So I don't know if you want to come on the other side, Dad, and kind of show them from the other side.
Yep.
Okay, so most of the cut's been done, so it's not taking as long, but you kind of see here. That's 1/8 inch plate. And the bandsaw does a nice job on most of the cuts. Then there's that. So here's the piece that I got left, and the piece, and so that piece will be similar to this one. So I have to sand off the corners, and then I have to drill a hole. So on this one here, it still has to get the back on it, it has to get the taper on it, and then that has to be welded on. And then this piece here where the beam hooks onto the dozer frame will be put on just like that. So that gives you a pretty good idea how I cut the metal. And if the metal's too big, I have to cut it down. If it's a sheet, like if it's a piece like if it's over 5 inches, I usually have to cut it down with the nibblers here to a width that I can get to it and work with it. So I think this is very handy. I don't want this, when this cuts steel, it just shreds little pieces of steel everywhere. But I can show you real quick. We got time, Deb. How we doing on time? We got time, Deb? Deb,
Almost 6 minutes.
Oh no. Okay, 1 cup. Okay,
You
everybody, come here, watch.
Better move.
Okay, watch. Get a move on. So there's how I cut the big pieces down to small size. So, okay, the producer's saying cut. But I'll show you one more thing. Okay, see in the bottom? See in the bottom there? All them little pieces of steel that comes out, so you can't do it and let it go on the floor. So it's, okay, cut. See you guys. Bye.